Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Stray Topics podcast. I'm Abe. I'm here with Eddie. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm doing great.
And I'm here with Troy.
Hey, Troy. Your entrance? Got an entrance song for you?
Except for you screwing up the song. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you know how it is, guys. I got to mess something up, right?
Well, you know.
Here you were worried about us messing up.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
Now, today we're going to be talking about video games as far as consoles, different type of consoles, PlayStation versus Xbox versus Switch.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about the different systems, games, etc. Just trying to get a feel of which ones are your favorites and that kind of thing. But before we get started on that, we want to remind you about the webpage. We want you to go to straytopics.com. Check out the pictures we've been posting there. We've been posting a few pictures here and there. We still ain't got one of the red light up yet.
Yeah, I know.
We'll try to get that done.
Yeah.
You can go to the Facebook, Stray Topics on the Facebook, on Twitter. Leave us some comments. We like the comments. We've had a few comments here and there. Also, we'd like to welcome Spain and Ireland, or the UK. I've seen, I think, 2 people from there and 1 from Spain this time around. So,
that's good.
Really?
welcome, guys, and we hope you enjoy listening to us.
I was going to say, too, if you would like to donate money, I'm actually extremely hungry right now. I wish I had a cheeseburger or something in my hand.
All right, so we need to put up a donation thing. Eddie needs a cheeseburger.
If you want to donate, I will eat that cheeseburger or whatever you donated on the video next time on the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, while I'm talking.
It's not
All
much,
right.
but you know.
Unbelievable.
I'm hungry, man.
Well, anyway, so to get this thing started, we want to know what systems you own. What systems do you own, Eddie?
I have got 2. Got the Xbox One, which I've had previous systems, but the newest it's out. I've had Xbox One for a long time. And I've got a Switch that technically it's my daughter's.
And you broke it.
She messed it up.
Oh, you're blaming her, huh?
And now she's trying to take over my Xbox. So I'm going to have to
So now you're going to claim it's broke.
So it just gives him an excuse to buy something, else.
Yeah.
PS4.
Well, I will admit, Eddie's been talking about gaming a lot more lately. When we have been at work together, he has been talking about all these different games he's playing. He's almost got me kind of wanting to play some again, and talking with Troy some too.
Peer pressure.
We even thought about maybe starting some kind of little Twitch thing, and we might do that in the future.
Because I Twitch.
Because you tweet.
Not that kind of twitching, but yes.
That's fine.
So, Troy, what kind of systems you have?
Damn, I just noticed you're wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Yeah!
So I'm going to have to play
my God.
Yeah, I got to go ahead and play the trombone here.
Look at him. He's...
Yeah, let me do it one more time. Yeah. I can't even get away from a
One of these
Star
days,
Wars.
he's going to come in here with a Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah,
mask
Misa,
on.
Jar Jar Binks.
Misa.
Misa.
Misa like video games.
Misa, I like video games.
Hey, you do a good job. It's as if you've watched it.
I have seen the Jar Jar Binks one.
That's when he quit
That's
watching.
when I quit
I was
watching
going to
it.
say, is that your favorite character?
Actually, I like the dude. I thought he was pretty wild looking, man.
Hey,
He was kind of stupid.
Not to get too far in it, but he's actually more loved than he used to be when it first came out.
My son loved him when he. Matter of fact, he used to run around saying "Misa Jar Jar Binks."
Does he still do that?
Probably. I don't know. He's 22 or 3 now, so he probably does.
He does.
Yeah.
So what systems do you own, Troy?
Let's see. I've got an Xbox One X. I've got a PlayStation 4 Pro. I've got a Switch.
Well, that's pretty much the main
That's
three.
got them all. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's pretty much all of them. But
The trifecta.
out of those, which one would you say you play more?
Yeah.
I probably play none of them like I should.
Oh, yeah, but
Used to play a lot and kind of quit playing for a while. And so maybe we can get back to playing. I don't know. If I play, I usually play the PlayStation. Got to be honest, not a big fan of the Xbox One X. The hardware's supposed to be all that, a bag of chips, and I don't think it is.
No bag of chips, huh?
I think it's Microsoft. That's the issue.
well, the problem
Sorry.
is it runs Windows 10.
That's it, yeah.
Oh.
We all know how that runs.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I dig the PlayStation pretty good. I don't like the dashboard of the PlayStation as much as the way that when you turn it on, the folder set up, it's kind of goofy looking. But
It is a little more cluttered, I think.
See, I used to be a PlayStation guy. When I first started, I had a PS1, a PS2, and I told you this story, I think, already, but I ended up going to get a PS3, And at the time, it was like $500 for an extra controller in a game. And I remember going to GameStop or whatever it was, EB at the time, I think. Tried to write a check. I was still young. They wouldn't take my check. I went to Walmart, tried to buy PS3 there. They wouldn't take my, or they didn't have any. So they had an Xbox 360. And my wife's like, well, why don't you just go ahead and just try it? You might like it. So I tried it, and therefore I've had the Xbox 360, went to the Xbox One. Now I'm making the jump back
to Sony.
Yes.
You know, I've got nothing against the Xbox. I just prefer. I think the controller on the PlayStation's a little bit better designed.
Yeah, I do too.
I like the smaller. I've noticed that the controllers are smaller. They fit in your hand a little better, a little easier to maneuver and manipulate.
But I don't know. I just like the PlayStation.
Don't be smiling, Eddie.
But of course, nowadays it really doesn't matter. Most of the games that are coming out are doing crossplay.
Yeah.
So you can play with your buddies, and I think that's the best thing that they've done in a long, long time.
Yeah, I do too.
That's pretty cool. As far as exclusive games, though, that's the only other problem we have is
Or I podcast with 5-year-olds.
Exclusive games, that's what's drawing me to the PlayStation more, but I like PlayStation.
Exclusives on the PlayStation are, to my opinion, and I think they're the best.
Yeah.
The Last of Us 2 is coming out in May.
Is that exclusive?
It's exclusive, I think, to PlayStation. And that will be, in my opinion, and of course, there's a lot of year left, but in my opinion, up to this date, that'll be Game of the Year.
Oh, okay. Well, now I looked up, or I've seen a little video. I've watched these little videos that show throughout the years what companies took over what, and it was showing Nintendo, it was showing the older systems and things like that. But PlayStation, towards these latter years, I thought Xbox was bigger than what it was. But I found out that PlayStation's still way bigger than Xbox, even though there's a lot of people play.
Yeah, Xbox has its place in the world, and I think they've got their own. I mean, they hold their own pretty good. But exclusives, my opinion, the exclusives that come out on PlayStation are much better.
That's the thing. I mean, I own an Xbox and a Switch, and I just recently bought another PlayStation 4 thanks to Troy. And there are some titles on the PlayStation that I do like more. I do like the Final Fantasy series, which I know there's a few of the older or the newer ones that are on Xbox, but the ones that I like to play, like Final Fantasy 7, that kind of stuff, those are the ones I like, and they're exclusive to the PlayStation.
See, I want to play God of War. I played that one back when it first came out.
I tried to play the new one, and the graphics are fabulous.
Great,
It is, but I don't know. I'm more of a realistic type gamer.
Get it.
And I dig that stuff, and I hate it when I have to face bosses in games that are huge.
I couldn't understand.
I mean, it's like I'm facing some behemoth giant.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
And I'm 2 inches tall, and he's 59 million feet tall, and I got to beat this cat? I mean, come on. I like it more realistic.
I get that. I do.
So when I played God of War, I played to a point till I had to face the first boss, and then I just turned it off because I thought, this is stupid. Every boss I've got to face is going to be huge, and I just don't dig that. I want to face somebody who's, I guess my own size. I don't want to face some giant that I've got to run and jump on a tree and jump off a tree and hit him in the head.
What you're saying is you want to face midgets.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Something your own size.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't, I don't know. Courtney,
no offense to midgets.
I'm a guy, on the game, you're a pretty bulky dude, but then you got to face something that is as big as a building.
I get it.
I just hate that. Resident Evil did that stuff. And Resident Evil is my favorite franchise of game. But their bosses begin to get stupid. And I don't want to face that.
I tell you what, you play them type of games like you're talking about Resident Evil and these new beautiful sounds, crazy, where they make the audio and stuff sound like it's.
That's what I was telling him.
Scary.
The VR version of one of the Resident Evils.
The last one, 6, I think they had a VR version, and that would have been fabulous.
Do you have that?
No, I don't have VR.
Crap. See, that's another thing about PlayStation.
Played the game though.
PlayStation has the VR deal.
That's what got me into the PlayStation 2 was playing Resident Evil 2.
Well, I love Resident Evil. That franchise is my favorite. Resident Evil 4, my favorite game of all time. I just don't like facing those giant bosses because I guess it just
unrealistic.
It's unrealistic to me. Number
Yeah.
two, I almost feel like there's just no way I'm going to beat this thing.
Well, that's just it. You know, you have all these exclusive games to certain systems. I mean, Xbox has obviously Halo and a couple others too, but
Yeah.
it seems like PlayStation has a few more exclusives that are better,
Yeah.
better titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. As far as what you know.
Yeah. The Last of Us, my opinion, The Last of Us 2, anybody who's seen it, and you were talking about the graphics of games nowadays,
yeah.
Modern Warfare. I mean, you play that, it's
I
almost
saw
like
the
you're
trailer
real.
as I was downloading it. It
yeah.
looks crazy.
Last of Us 2, the texture, the skin texture, the mouth move. I mean, it is literally like you're just watching a movie. The cutscenes, and even the gameplay is. The graphics are unbelievable. That's awesome. I'm a big fan. Games have came a long way since Nintendo back in the day and some of those things. So
well, like I said, you know, the VR is another exclusive. I guess I don't think Xbox has one or Nintendo. It's just PlayStation. I know that has the VR that goes with their stuff, right?
Right.
So I mean, that's another exclusive they do have. Of course, it's a bigger company, but I think that's another thing that Xbox and PlayStation have on the Nintendo Switch is graphics. Of course, the Nintendo Switch focuses more on probably play and.
Well, let's talking about the Switch holds its own. If you ever go to GameStop or you ever go somewhere where you try to buy games and you talk to those guys, trade-in values for Switch games are unbelievable. Yeah. You can trade those things back in and almost get what you put into it.
You're right.
You can take a PlayStation game and trade it in, and you'll get $8.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it may be, I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's more PlayStation games sold, so when you bring one in, it's not worth as much versus a Switch game or whatever.
I think because the Switch games are on SD cards. It's like a cartridge.
Yeah, it's quick. You don't have to download either like you did a bigger
That's
systems.
the thing about some of these games nowadays.
Shoot.
Talk about downloads. Abe was talking, he downloaded Modern Warfare, and then once he got the game, it was it took another day and a half to download all the packs and the patches.
It's like almost 100 gigabytes, man.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And I understand, they want these games take up a lot of space because the graphics are fabulous and they're gonna be huge. But some of these downloads, especially unless you're in a place where you live where you got gigabit speeds, then some of these downloads can take a long time. And there's nothing more frustrating to me than turning your game on, you're really wanting to play, and you turn it on, and then the game comes up and says, oh, well, there's an update for this, and you're not going to be able to play it until you update.
Yes. You should be able to bypass the update if you wanted to.
And then you hit the button to update, and it says, well, it's going to take 2 hours. And then you're just like, okay.
Right. Not in the mood no more.
Yeah, by the time it gets downloaded and everything's done, I've moved on to something else.
Do you have yours connected wirelessly or wired?
I think it's wired, but and you can do the thing to where, you can leave it on so it'll download the updates in the background and things, and that's all cool. But I just don't leave mine on like that. I like turning it off because the power fluctuates at my place so much. I don't want to leave the thing on and the power, glitch out and cause it to mess it up. So
right.
I guess I could put a UPS on it, but
I do mine through the night. I'll let it stay through the night, install a bunch of stuff, or if I go out and do something, I'll do it then, come back later.
Yeah,
which still stinks. You'd like to do it when you want to do it. But now the Switch, I will say this. I was telling you about PlayStation being over Xbox, but I noticed in this past year or two, the Switch actually topped PlayStation.
The Switch has a lot of fun games. For the gamer who doesn't want to face the giant bosses like me, the Switch is probably more tailored to somebody like me or to younger people, because some of those games are just fun. They don't make you play against giant bosses at the end. I mean, you can still get some of those games and play them on the Switch, but for the most part, most of their games, Mario. I think that last Mario was fabulous. I don't know if anybody played that.
Yes, my wife played it.
It was great. It was great. And what's that game? Zelda, the Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Game of the year, in my opinion, when it came out. No PlayStation or none of them could touch it. It was really a great game. Now the graphics aren't going to be there.
Yeah.
PlayStation and Sony and Xbox are going to kick it
pretty decent.
in.
Like he said, though, they're pretty decent. They're not like horrible.
For a portable machine, I think they're pretty darn good.
Yeah. I think the Switch is fabulous. And it's one of my favorite platforms. Matter of fact, that new Luigi's Mansion, the Haunted Mansion, it's really fun. I've got it, but I haven't played it that much. And I find that I do that a lot. I don't know if you guys do the same thing. I find that I'll buy games to play, and I've got all intentions of playing them, and I'll play them for a little while, and then I just set them back, and I don't play them anymore.
It's called ADD.
Yeah, it's called.
I have it bad. I
Getting old.
want to play a game. It's like I like the thought of buying the game and playing it more than playing it. It's stupid.
Well, it's like, it's like The Last of Us 2. I'm so looking forward to that game, and I will buy that game the day it comes out. I will play it for a little while. I will not play it all the way through.
Yeah.
I know that.
There's very few games I've finished.
I've only recently lately been finishing games, which I'll be honest, it is very satisfying, but I'm bad about finishing too. So.
Of course, most people nowadays don't buy the game to play it all the way
that's
through.
true.
They buy it for the multiplayer component.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Online.
They just, nowadays, they play that Warzone or
I just wish they
Blackout
would like games like, I know Resident Evil did that with one of them. I think it was 5. They had multiplayer mode. That's what they need to do more
with your
with
friends.
those kind of games.
Yeah.
I think people like playing together more than they like playing by themselves.
Yeah,
now, I have to be honest with you, I'm a weirdo.
That's true.
Yeah, and I would rather play, a lot of times, I would rather play by myself. And sometimes even in multiplayer. A lot of people want to put on the headphones and do the chat and do the talk, and that's all fun if I'm playing with somebody I know.
Right.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm online playing with a bunch of people I don't know. So I
You
don't
don't wanna
even put
hear
the
them.
headphones. I don't even put them on. I just mute everybody and play multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to nobody.
Well, you don't want to probably listen to them. They're probably going to
I
tell
don't
you.
want to listen to
horrible.
the 7-year-old cuss me out.
Yeah, tell you
What's
you're
wrong
bad.
with you, dude? I've got 80 kills and you got 5.
You've been killed 5 times.
by him.
20, 30
I've been
times,
killed
yeah.
80 times by him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, usually I'm killing myself. So
I think.
You're shooting the environment.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about those games. I think that's why Fortnite, that's why Apex was so big, because you can play online together with people.
you can, but I really don't like those games
I don't
as
either.
much. I feel like it's just I don't like the free for all crap.
Just
But
Just
and
switch
Modern Warfare is big about that. The new Warzone, it's basically the same thing. They drop you in an area and it's a free for all. 120 something
See,
people against.
I don't. I mean, because you die so easily. I mean, it's just like, what's the point?
I tried to play Warzone. This is no lie. They drop you in, you parachute in, you drop in a building.
Somebody
and
shot you before you
As
hit
soon
the
as I
ground?
picked up the gun, bam, I shot us dead. I thought this was stupid. Who
had to
plays
play it.
this?
See, that's
No, you just jump out and then you can get back in
when
the
you're
game.
old
But it's just
folks,
stupid.
you die in the sky coming
Yeah,
down.
they just shoot you when you come in. Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't allow that, actually.
that's funny.
The best time, and nobody will probably agree with this, but you will when you get older. The best time of gaming is when you have a bunch of friends, 8 or 10 people that you know, and you create a private room.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you all 8 or 10 get in that room and you play against other people. That's okay, but it's
Yeah.
you 8 or 10, and
We
you
done
mute
that.
everybody. You mute the other team because you don't give a crap what they're saying.
No. Right.
And you all talk amongst yourselves.
That's fun.
That's the best time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's fun.
Because you make fun of each other. When you get killed, you can watch
you
in on somebody else.
Or you
You're
shoot
in your-
each other. I'm sorry I killed you, dude.
Yeah.
I got that once. So.
Yeah, that's the best time. And I got to be honest with you, I got to give this game a little plug. It's not available anymore. You can't buy it. You probably can buy it, but you can't play it on anything. U.S. Navy SEALs used to be a game that was on PlayStation. Was it Navy SEALs? I don't even remember the game. But we used to play that, and that was back in the day when I was your age, and I had 8 or 10 buddies, and we played. And this is no lie. We had 8 or 10 guys. We got online, and we would play with all the time. And we got to become friends with another group of guys that played this game that were about our age, and they were from Georgia.
Cool.
They were called the Georgia Hillbilly Killers.
Hillbilly killer.
Yeah, that's what they called themselves. They were GHK. That was their clan tag, GHK.
Was you the hillbilly?
Well, probably. And ours was TNT, Tennessee Terror or something like that, okay? And so we literally would get in the game, and we would create a room, and we would invite those guys to the room. And we would play for hours. And we even had it set up so we could communicate with them, they could communicate with us, or we could just communicate by ourselves. It was the best time.
Yeah.
We had such a good time with those guys, and we had never met them except online. So one Thanksgiving, right around Thanksgiving time when most people are off for the holiday, all of us TNT boys loaded up in a big Suburban and went to Georgia to meet these guys.
That's cool,
Really?
man.
Yeah, and so we went down there and met those guys.
That's cool.
We ate with them, we talked with them, and spent the day with them there. We left early, got down there and spent the day, and then came back home. And we made friends from a video game.
See, and that's the thing. Used to a long time ago when we were playing games online on the computers. I mean, I had a friend that was in the UK, and he would have to get up, and stay up all night to play with us.
Right.
But we became such good friends that at one point, he was getting married, and he wanted us to come over there to come to the
That's
wedding.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's just you don't ever know who you're going to meet like that.
That's true. I mean, we met those guys in Georgia, and luckily they were just down the road in Georgia. But nevertheless, it was a great thing to make a relationship like that.
See, technology like that's what's good about it if it's used and it could be used right. I mean, you don't want to separate yourself from everybody. You want to be able to meet people that you'd never thought you'd meet, like somebody from UK or have friends in Georgia. You never thought in your entire life you'd have friends.
That was the whole point of it. And when I played the Star Trek, Starfleet Academy game, we had kind of like clans in a sense. We had our own group, and we were the Imperial Starfleet. So we were from the Mirror universe.
That game was SOCOM Navy SEALs. See, it's been so long since I've played it. SOCOM was the name of the game.
I've seen that.
And it was fast.
Oh, yeah, SOCOM.
And my buddy, Bobby, he and I used to work together down here. He was in our clan with us. He even we'd talk about Call of Duty, and we'd talk about picking up Call of Duty and playing it. And Bobby would be like, I don't get the same feeling because of the way the game was laid out. Yeah. SOCOM was laid out, the way the lobby was, the way it was that you could invite and do. Yeah. That layout was perfect. And really and truly, we wished Call of Duty would have incorporated that kind of layout into this game, and it would have made it so much better. But
see, I have the most fun with me, you, and Eddie, and Shane.
Yeah,
we're all playing together on a team. That made it more fun.
Right? Yeah. It is fun when you play with people.
Then it's not about how many kills you get. It's about just laughing because you look stupid doing something.
Yeah, it's just like when Abe was shooting the floor out from under him. That was hilarious.
Or the sky.
That floor deserved it.
Yeah. But that's the most fun when you can play with people and you don't have to you can mute everybody else. You don't have to listen to all that stuff. So
it's pretty fun.
That brings us to online play. That's the differences. There's a lot of different games that you can play online. I do think they need to make it a little more.
Yeah,
especially with the role playing games and stuff like that. I like to see more multiplayer with that stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm sure that the you guys are Marvel fans and stuff like that. I'm sure that they make a Marvel game that you could play multiplayer and you could be your own. You could be one of the Marvel characters and have all the cool.
You're right.
Stuff.
It's coming out September, the same time that Cyberpunk's coming out. They're having a Marvel game come out. I don't know if you can play together. I think so though.
That would be cool.
Yeah, then you could pick your superhero and you could have all the powers that superhero has.
Troy can be Professor X.
I'm waiting for the Adam West.
Adam West.
I'm waiting for the Adam West Batman.
That would be hilarious.
That would be
if they had him
cool.
in the game.
If they put him in the game, I would buy him as an external, as an add-on.
That would be awesome.
And I would be him.
And every time you hit something, it goes pow.
Yeah.
It puts a little bubble out.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
That would be funny. Now you can in the Batman. Is it Arkham?
Arkham.
One of those games,
Arkham.
whichever one it is, you get to a point where you can unlock the original Batmobile and stuff. And you can drive it.
I'm telling you, man, that's who I'd be. No doubt.
Man in tights.
Man in tights.
Man in tights. Well, that's pretty cool.
Is it armor? I mean, if he gets shot, he's dead.
No, he's dead.
See, I don't understand. You look at accessories for these different systems. PlayStation has the VR stuff, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Xbox used to have the Kinect, and I don't know why they did away with the Kinect.
I think it just didn't take off.
I know it was gimmicky, but it was better for some other things like the, basically face unlock to log you into your profile.
I would have thought they would have left it for the simple reason of communication.
And recording yourself.
Yeah, being able to play online and maybe 2 or 3 people playing together, and you could put your picture on the screen. Sort of like a Twitch.
Yes,
that would have been cool.
You could have twitched within the game,
Maybe they're going to do that again. I don't know.
Yeah, now you can have, like, if I know with like playing basketball games or football games, you'd like to be able to get a picture of what your face would look like if it was animated. You know what I mean? Like if you were playing as yourself. So they do try to do that, but they use your phone nowadays.
Yeah.
It's through the apps and stuff. They'll take a picture and then.
I mean, I have to say, there again, Twitch and a lot of people are doing it and making money. My son's making
but you're having fun.
money to pay for his computer off of twitching.
Yeah. Listen,
I just can't. I mean, it just boggles my mind that people would pay to watch people play, but they do.
Think about this. So little kids like to watch other kids play with toys. Bigger kids like to watch other
bigger kids play with toys.
Play with toys. Play games. So
Yeah,
it is kind of weird. It's like everybody likes to, I don't know, everybody likes that, I guess.
Well, what do you think about these new streaming services like Stadia, and Xbox has theirs that haven't brought it out yet? PlayStation has PlayStation Now.
I cannot wait.
I hope PlayStation Now is working on a mobile phone solution where you could play your games on your mobile phone like that, like Stadia does. That's the one thing Stadia has over these other systems so far.
Yeah,
you can play Stadia on your phone and connect a Bluetooth controller to it. I think that's phenomenal. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, because you're playing on a server somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, the server behind the scenes is powering everything.
Or I think they should even make it to where you can remote in at home if you wanted to leave your. Of course, Troy wouldn't do that. He don't want to leave his Xbox or PlayStation on. But if you could do that and play from home,
that would be cool too.
Wherever you're at. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Stadia platform. I don't know much about it.
I've read up a lot about it. There's some pretty good games on it, and the fact that you can play it on your phone anywhere. And of course, it's dependent upon your connection, obviously.
Yeah.
I think as 5G becomes more widely available, that may change it.
Yep.
It may, yeah. I don't know, I have a hard enough time gaming when I'm sitting at the console, so I don't see myself playing games on the road very much unless I was commuting and riding. Like if I was on a bus going somewhere, I can understand. Yeah, man, I'm going to play a game for a while,
Yeah.
but I just don't have the time to play when I'm at home, much less when I'm not at home.
Well, I know we can't do a lot of shopping right now, but my wife likes to shop and stuff. So if she was to do that, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to go here and sit and I'll play my game.
Yeah.
So if I'm bored,
or
like
if you're bored
in the
mall,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, just a funny joke. It's been a few Christmases back. I remember walking through the mall 2 different times at 2 different days. And there was a older gentleman sitting in one of those seats and his head was straight back and he was straight back. And I ain't kidding you. I seen him on one end. And then later, another day, I came in and seen him on another end.
Well, at least he's making useful, out of his time.
Well, he needs a Nintendo Switch or something with Stadia. Keep him busy. Apparently napping.
He used to do like my sister did. Her husband, he was like back on a couch. And she bought some of that Snorries. And while he was snoring, she sprayed it down his throat. He started choking. He woke up. He goes, "What the hell are you trying to do? Kill me?" She goes, "Well, it works."
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was funny as crap, dude. I swear.
Well, I don't. Again, I don't. I'm getting older and snoring and going to sleep. I'm finding. I was telling Abe today. I used to think that if I could stay up, I could get a lot more done.
Yeah.
And that's crap.
You just find that it's taking longer to do things.
Yeah. I can't do anything. I came home yesterday and spent all night working on one issue, and I had all these plans to get all this done this weekend, and I've got absolutely nothing done. So
sounds like easily understandable. I do that too.
Now, do you think that, I don't know if Nintendo Switch has any kind of online play.
They do. Yeah.
You can play some of their older games actually, 2-player, 3-player in the same, I think you have to be in the same room, or is it? I can't remember.
Done it.
I wondered. Because I think that
they got a lot of older games. That's what they need to capitalize more on.
Yeah.
A lot of these older NES games, people love playing retro stuff.
I don't know if you're all interested in this, but could you imagine if Mario looked like a real person in type? You think that
would be a little creepy?
Well, I've seen them do like The Simpsons, and they say it would look weird. But I mean, I just wondered if maybe that.
You're a wrinkly old grandpa.
But those games work because of the graphics on them. I think people do like graphics.
I mean, I do think they could make Mario a little more realistic. That would be kind of cool, especially if like Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
it's
make it creepy,
kind of creepy, make it scary. But it's geared toward young kids.
It's geared toward the young youth, and little kids. Yeah, I like it. But see, that's the thing.
Would it go for the older?
Yeah, because older people. people get tired of. I mean, we like to play the cool games like Modern Warfare and the realistic stuff, but there's a time when you just want to play and have a good time.
That's true.
You don't really want to get in there and fight and hassle and look at all that. You know, you just want to go and have a good time. So that's why you want to go to the Marios and you want to go to the
I think
stuff.
The Switch is, for lack of a better word, more for the casual gamer.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, it's got its own. It's got its own place.
Following. Yeah,
I think you know, with the Zelda thing, and I think the new Zelda that's coming out is supposed to be better than the Breath of the Wild. So,
cartoonish looking.
So I think you know, it's cartoonish looking, but the gameplay is fabulous.
It's like the older Zelda. They say it's like playing the older Zelda, but obviously the newer graphic. Well, better graphics.
So I don't know. I can dig. I dig the PlayStations and the Xboxes and those cool, realistic, and the cut scenes are like movies, and that's all cool. But I still think Nintendo's got its place in the world.
Yeah, you're right. It's still there. It's relevant.
All right. So the question is, Eddie, which one's your favorite?
I don't even have it. That's bad. I got the other two, and my favorite is the PlayStation.
And he don't even own it.
I know. That's bad, isn't it?
Well, what about you, Abe?
Well, now
that you've got it.
Now that I've got it again, I had it before. But I have to say...
what about the PC? You've left the PC completely out.
Well, that's true. I didn't even think about PC, but there's some games now, like I've always told Eddie, if they ever get Warcraft and put it on the console to where you can play it, hook up a keyboard and mouse, play it.
Yeah.
Dude, that console will rule the freaking day.
But they won't, because I don't know that
that would kill off the PC.
Listen,
I don't know that the console will ever allow a keyboard on it. I don't know.
Now the graphics, but of course online.
I think the Xbox you can plug a keyboard up to.
You may. I don't know.
But could you imagine doing the Switch and having World of Warcraft on it?
That would be cool.
That would make the Switch.
But it's hard to do that because you can't play Warcraft with a controller.
I don't think Warcraft will ever let that happen because they're basically PC only. And
they ain't done it
yet. They kind of own their. Who is it that Blizzard? Yeah. So
the only way they would do it is if they were Diamond Breed. They'll probably try to resurrect it on a console. Or something.
I'm just saying
they got a big enough following
because
in the PC.
The thing about Warcraft, everybody buys the higher end PCs, so they can get the better graphics, the more details in the game. But if it was on a console, you ain't got to worry about all that crap.
Yeah,
it'll play on your console, and they can optimize it for that, and really get the best out of it.
So, did you pick PlayStation? Is that what you picked?
Yeah, I would say I like Sony better. I've always kind of liked Sony better
on the console, but on the total game front, are you still a PC gamer?
Not as much anymore. My son's more PC gamer lately
because he's
twitching.
I never PC gamed.
I'm not.
I wish I had.
I don't want to play with a keyboard. Now I've heard people say, and with this crossplay, now with the crossplay, you're supposed to be able to play Call of Duty from the PC to the console, and the console gamers were kind of mad because they were like, well, those PC gamers are going to kill us.
Yeah.
Because the control with the keyboard is so much better, I think. That's what they say.
It's more fine-tuned. You can, I
don't know that I could
do it.
I don't think I could play with
It's easier to turn and look and do things with a mouse and keyboard than it is with one controller and two analog.
I don't know that I could do it as well, but then again, they say that if you get used to doing it the keyboard and mouse way, that it's much better. Headshots. They say that you can get headshots way easier with a keyboard and mouse than you can with a console controller. I don't know.
I started out. I guess. Well, obviously you started out with a keyboard. See, I started out with a controller. So it was really weird for me to think that you can even play a game with a keyboard. But that probably was the same to you once you did that. I don't know about you, Troy.
Yeah, I mean. But the types of games that you played on the console versus the PC were different.
Okay.
When I started playing console games, I was playing Mario and I was playing the original Final Fantasy games. And they were just different on the. You wouldn't play those games on a computer because of the way they're controlled.
Which is neat. That's neat. What about you?
I guess if I got to pick a favorite, it's got to be the PlayStation for now. I've tried to like the Xbox. I got the Xbox One X, and I do like its design.
Yeah,
I just don't like. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of some of the games. They've got their big deal there was Halo, and then they had that Gears of War.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm still not big on them.
They're okay. I'm just not a big fan.
Me too.
More of a fan of the. So if I got to pick a console based on games,
Yeah.
I got to pick Sony because I like their exclusives better than Xbox.
Preach it, brother.
Yep.
But other than that, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Really, game plays game, games game. They all play the same, and
Yep.
I've not seen that one looks any better on one console versus the other.
Yeah.
No, they're
You know,
the
some
same.
people argue that. Oh, well, look at the textures and look at the, you know, maybe if you zoom in and you do all this fine tuning, maybe one's better than the other. But I can't see it just playing it. So I guess I pick PlayStation for the games, but you know, I'm not going to rule out the Switch. I still dig the Switch.
I get it.
At
I like its
times.
portability.
Maybe that's my age. I'm just old.
You know, they're bringing out a Switch 2. It's going to have dual screens, kind of like the.
I don't know if I
don't
can
know
dig
how
that.
that's gonna
You know,
work.
they tried that once upon a time. I don't know if that was a cool thing.
I mean,
it's a
the
gimmick, I think.
Nintendo DS and those, it's going to be similar to that, I think. So
Yeah, it's gimmicky.
they're trying to get back to that.
Care nothing about any of that. I just want gameplay.
The only game I played on the Switch so far really is Pokemon. That's a man's game.
Yeah.
The little yellow monster.
Yeah, you're all about the yellow thing. Right.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, remember, follow us on Facebook.com/Stray Topics, Twitter.com/Stray Topics, the website, StrayTopics.com. Give us some feedback. We're still waiting to hear from people. We hear from very few people. And to be honest with you, we've done this now, 10, so many times? I don't know. A bunch.
I will say we're close to, I think it's 800 downloads now.
Yeah, and we're real thankful for that. But we really would like to hear from you because, to be honest with you, sometimes we question whether we need to continue to do it or not. Because, you know, I know Eddie. I think Eddie sometimes is questioning whether he wants to be part of it anymore, and I think Abe sometimes it's just hard to work it in. So
I think if we
during this
had a lot
time.
more interaction,
if we had
with
more
our
interaction,
crowd,
I think we would feel
Yes.
more comfortable doing it.
Yeah, we would.
So, you know, give us some feedback. Let us know how you know, if you like it, if you don't like it, and because although we're providing entertainment, we hope to the listeners. The listeners provide us entertainment by talking back to us, and so if you got a minute, just, you know, you don't have to write a paragraph. Just say, hey, you know, I dig what you're doing, or you know, and I guess like Mama used to say, if you ain't got anything good to say, don't say nothing at all. Maybe that's what people are doing. Maybe they're not saying nothing at all.
maybe.
But you know, we just like to hear from you.
Yep.
And, you know, it's sort of like just like anything. Anybody, you know, we just like to know that we see the downloads and we see what's happening, but we would like to hear a comment or two every now and then, instead of the ones I get from the spammers. I get a lot of those on the blog page. We're trying to sell CBD oil.
Maybe you need some.
Maybe I need some. I don't know. But we would like to hear from you. So, and we're, you know, to know where we're going, to know if we need to continue down this path or if maybe we need to branch off and do something different. You know, maybe change the format of the show. So just give us some feedback.
Yeah, give us some suggestions. You know.
Yeah, we're kind of interested. You know, if this isn't, if you listen to this, I don't know, every week and you think something would work better, or you think we could change it up somehow or other, you know, we're open to suggestions. We're not totally closed minded to anything. We just want to make it entertaining for you. We want to have a good time doing it. We're just in this to have a good time, really, and. We have a good time here doing it, but it would be a lot better for us if we could just get a little feedback every now and then. So, with that being said, it's about all I got to say. Anybody else got anything else?
Nope.
No fun facts this week?
No, unfortunately, this whole thing was fun facts for me. So
Yeah. Well, we hope everybody's staying safe. Still remember to try your best to stay safe. We're not out of the woods of this thing yet. I don't think. You know, it's hard to tell what's going to happen in the coming weeks, and that's another thing. It's been hard for us to get together because of that.
Yep.
We're lucky that we got together today.
Yep.
And then with technical difficulties that we had earlier, it took us a little longer. So frustrating, kind of trying to get this one off the ground, but at least we've done it. So hopefully it'll sound okay. I may not be able to edit this one as well as I have in the past. So sorry.
We'll forgive you.
We'll work that. We're going to work on that between now and the next one. But so I guess with that, I'm Troy.
I'm Abe.
And I'm the millennial.
And I guess we'll see you next time on
The Straight Topics.